Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. An exciting video that's been postponed forever. This came in 2019, very early 2020 I think, from Novabug. So, massive thanks to Novabug. Check out the links to his channel down below. He does loads of primarily Amstrad CPC stuff. He's an Amstrad CPC nut. He absolutely loves the system. I say system, computer. And he always does a live stream on Saturday or Sunday, sometimes bank holidays and things, and special occasions where, you know, plays through, tests loads of tapes and stuff on the CPC. And it's just a fun environment and stuff, chatting with the like-minded people there and seeing all the nostalgic moments of Amstrad CPC history. Anyway, massive thanks, Chris, for sending this. Yep, another Chris. I think he said that it just didn't read discs. I'm kind of sceptical, thinking maybe it's a yellow light of death, you know, or something like that. Maybe not. It's one of the original models. The box in there, what's in there? So let's try and get this out. It's amazing, it's got the original box. So, like a lot of these, they get a bit beaten up and a bit dirty and stuff. It's in pretty good condition though, isn't it? It looks like it's got the hard disk flap there. First time going inside. In fact, it's not. It's the second time I've been inside one of these. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, maybe it has got a problem reading discs. That's off the drive, isn't it? Chris was right. So, you never know, we might be able to get this one up and running fairly easily. I'm so bad at unboxing things. I just get like a kid in a candy shop where I start getting everything out. So I've got the original manuals and stuff here. That's really cool. I'll put those back in the box. We might be missing a power lead. Oh no, we haven't. We've got the power lead. I've just spotted it. It's a kettle lead, isn't it? And we've got the controller cable here as well. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm curious as to how that's managed to come out. I don't know. Maybe that's from something else. Because like you wouldn't imagine that could even get out of that slot. It's a physical impossibility. That must be from something else. So there are a number of common problems you get with PlayStation 3s. I know that because I've researched the heck out of these things over the last like 20 years, however long these have been out, and watched many videos and many channels. The NEC token capacitors are one of the key things, but also they suffer from the same problems that the NVIDIA GPUs had. I'm not sure if one of those chips is in here, but it's the same kind of thing. The way the chips were manufactured. Oh, I've got a standby light there. Yeah, the way the chips were manufactured means that the chip kind of loses its internal connections to, you know, like bond wires or whatever, however you want to see it. It probably isn't bond wires. It's probably some of the substrate joining adhesion or something. Gives way, you know, from heat cycles, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. You know, overheating GPUs will exacerbate the problem. Just like the original 360. Now, where's the USB ports on this on the front? So let's plug into one of the ports there. I've got HDMI connected at the back. Let's power it on. Let's just see what happens with the LED here. I'll get the TV on first. Yeah, so we might not be able to fix this, I don't know, but if this has come out of it, then it is just the drive, maybe we will. And based on the fact those NEC token capacitors are pants, I'll probably just order some of the little PCB kits you can get. There's a few sellers on eBay actually. You can just order a small PCB that's about the right dimensions to replace one of those token caps, and it's got tantalums on it, and you just, you know, the hard bit is removing the old one. You can literally just like try and cut the solder, you know, because the PCB is really thick. They absorb an awful lot of temperature. You need a very capable hot air station. So we'll just see how we get on. Let's switch it on, see what happens. Got green light, blue light. Gone off. Well, that doesn't bode well, does it? So it is more than just this flashing red light. It's going to be those capacitors, isn't it? Or the GPU. I need to have a Google of that now to work out what it means when it goes did and we get a flashy red light. Yeah, apparently flashing red light is hardware failure of some sort. I'm just looking at the warranty still on the side of this. I think someone's been in it because it's hanging off. Power supply can cause that apparently. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be the power supply. It could be those capacitors. This has been sat around for like 5 years, remember? So maybe the last time this was used, it didn't give the flashing red light. Hard drive being loose apparently can cause it. How on earth do you get the hard drive out of this? There's a little thing there. Is that a rubber bung you pull out? It looks that way to me. Yep. So I'd take that out. Yeah, you've got a screw there. So I'm not familiar with how you get the drive out on this one. I've got a PS3 Slim, and I think it's a bit obvious how you do it on the PS3 Slim, but not on this original PS3. I suspect that holds the lid on actually, but it might hold this panel on. I don't know. We might. What on earth's going on there? It would be a Torx, wouldn't it? And that goes in. I'm not really sure that affords me anything other than, yeah, it probably just helps with that. So, how does that come out? Oh, I see. It's got a little indent there. Oh, God. You need nails to get into the flipping thing. That's it. Yeah, I figure let's just try and detach. Is that a Torx again? No, it's a Phillips. Yeah, by the time you got to the PS5, they might not be using Torx screws because they want you to take the lid off to clean it out and stuff, don't they? They've kind of made it a little bit more serviceable. So you've got a little thing there. Is that where you pull it? Yeah. So we'll just reseat that and give it another try. I don't think that's going to be anything to do with it. I do think we've got a red light of death with this, and it's going to be maybe the token caps if we're lucky. And then GPU or CPU type scenario if we're not lucky. So let's give it another try, see if anything's different. Probably not. Nope. You see, if it is those capacitors, in theory, a constant cycling it, maybe even get the lid off and heat up the area with some hot air. If it started working, we know it is those caps. Look, it stayed on there. I'm calling it now and saying it's probably those caps. Yeah, and it's on. I think that's a good indication it's those caps. Of course, we may lose power here at some point. It may go off, it may fail. But GPU solder balls and internal connections within said GPUs where they have a fault don't start working just after a couple of power cycles like that. But capacitors can do. It's interesting. It looks like it's in, I was going to say Japanese, it's not, it's toggling through different languages. So I've got the controller plugged in here, but I've got nothing on here. Yeah, this has been left for a state of discharge for 5+ years, 6 years. What I might need to do now, in order to get the controller working at all, and I think I've had this with my PS3 Slim before now, is charge it, get a little USB charger. Funnily enough, it's a Sony one, I think. Yeah, it is Sony. Plug that in there and just see if we can charge this, because I suspect that that's going to be part of the problem. The battery might be too low in this, or this cable might be bad, or the controller might be bad, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is go and get my other DualShock from the PS3 Slim in the other room, because I think that's probably got some charge in it. I think this controller is Borked. Yes, this is the one from my PS3 Slim. Let's just plug this in and try that. Right, let's try and plug mine in, just see if mine does anything. Yay! So that means charging, doesn't it? So if I press, I don't know what that means there. You're saying, do you press that? Yeah, you press it, and there you go. English, United Kingdom. Well, it's not 2012, that's for sure. It's 6th of June, 2026. Right, I set my network credentials and things there. Let's just see what happens with that. Internet connection completed. Oh yes, this is what I meant about the interface. I just so much love that interface, it's so cool. So, the next thing I need to do is go inside it and try and fix the drive, don't I? Because we can't do anything else. It seems alright though, it's working after all that initial false start with the red light of death. So I guess I'm going to switch it off. Hang on, I'll hold it down. I'll go order some NEC tokens. Well, in fact, I'll wait until we've done this first. See if we can work out what's wrong with the drive. So let's just take that out anyway, just leave it on the side. So it's not going to fall on the floor. It slides, doesn't it? I remember it. You slide it like that, I think. Yeah, you do. God, that's a good bit of memory. So yeah, that's looking a bit dirty. Let's just take that out and put it out of the way. These things are built like a tank. They seriously are. They weigh so much. So let's get these screws out with the arrows. That's a long one, isn't it? There are going to be different lengths, these probably. These long screws, I'm getting flashbacks of the Xbox, the old original Xbox. That had long screws like that, didn't it? I think for the main case. Not as hard to get into as this, though, I don't think. And we've got a short one here, and it's marked S, which is that's kind of Sony. So you don't mess your screws up. Yes, they're all long apart from the one that's marked S there. Let's now see if we can do something with this, I don't know. It's wanting to come up here. Yeah, there's a clip. So it's clipped here. That explains why this, there you go, that side's holding on. There might be other clips. No, straight off look. Well, there we go, that was actually easier than I kind of thought it was going to be. It was that last clip that kind of stumped me. So, the drive, well, we might be able to get this out pretty easily, I think. Well, couldn't be impressed. Although, how's the drive holding? Oh, it's not. I was like, where's the screws for the drive? You can't get the drive out. Hang on. Now, this is one of these things where you've got to be careful because you can have flat flexors and things. And I'm just going to carefully inspect here. Ribbons. Yeah, the ribbon. Is there something on that side? Yeah, there's this little connection here. If you've taken a PlayStation to bits before, you'll be frustrated watching this, but yeah, I just want to give you my real impressions of you know, what it's like when you go in the one for the first time. So, we've got a little kink there on the top of that, but it looks alright. So anyway, the point is, we're in the drive. Well, we're not in the drive, we're in the machine. Probably have to remove the power supply to get that out. That's going to be screwed down. I don't want to stress that ribbon out. We could try and pull that up and see if that's in. Yeah, there we go. And just try and disconnect it. Just put it like that. A second. If we just carefully try and get under this, I think, with the tweezers, I'm going to go from a corner like that. Up, there we go. Yeah, that's off, and then the ribbon obviously just pulls out. So we can now work on the drive. So how do you get in this? There's a couple of screws. I was going to say, it looks like it lifts, it does, but we have a couple of screws there. Those are really fine screws. So I'll just get a bit here from the iFixit toolkit if I can find a positive. I still don't understand, if that cap came out of this, how did it get out of this? You must have been inside this drive. There might be some physical damage in here that we can't easily repair. You know, like some broken plastic or something. I'm just wondering, is there a screw missing down here somewhere? I don't know. It looks like it's clipped on there, but maybe not. I don't know, it's a bit of a mystery. This is how you get in it. You have to pull that off the front. Yeah, you do. Well, that's chicken and egg, isn't it? Like, this seems to overlap the shield here, which means that either that's got to come off, but that's part of this. You can see has that been bent previously? Yeah, you just have to bend it forward, I think, I don't know. That's about how you do it. In the words of Dave Jones. Oh, hang on, now the drive's coming out. Oh, I was going to say it's not coming off, it's coming off. Just put that out of the way. Yeah, so that has come off, hasn't it, I think? But is that all that's the issue is? It's just come out of here. Is that it, really? 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 What kind of repair is that? This is complicated. It's like, how do you get the top off? We can see a clip here. Let's just try and get that clip off. Yeah, you can clearly see it's clipped there. So let's just try and break it. Now there are some screws. We've got a screw here. What I want to do is just get into it, because you know what, if we're going to go to this extreme of stripping it down like this, why not just go a bit further, clean the laser lens with cotton bud and IPA, and then clean the rollers, because they're roller fed, aren't they? You know, there's some rollers on the front here that pull the disc in. Because it's not, to my knowledge, it's not a tray loader, is it? Yeah, so we may as well just try and service what we can before we try it. I've got the feeling that's just going to pop out again, or there's something wrong with the mechanism. That might have come out as a consequence of someone trying to, you know, Chris or whoever, trying to tear this down to work out, perhaps, what the issue with the drive was, if you see what I mean. So that might not be the fault, that spindle. And this is where, if I'm not careful, bad things could happen. Because I don't know how, you know, dependent these two pieces are in terms of gear alignment and springs, and seemingly they're not. As long as you don't move anything, you're probably alright. Let's put that down there a sec. Yeah, so there we are. I can clean the lasers, plural. We've got two lenses there, a Blu-ray one and one for CD probably. And we can clean up with some cotton buds and stuff, can't we? So let's bring in the cotton buds where it's a bit dusty up here. Yeah, so if we're lucky with this might be all that's wrong with it. But if it does miraculously start working after this, as I say, I'll order some of those token PCBs and some tantalums, and we'll do that anyway. The red light of death at the beginning, they said red ring of death, the red light of death at the beginning of this video has given me some confidence that, because, you know, those caps do need swapping. Paper towel might be a better thing because you can cover much more surface area. I've got to be careful here I don't knock things out of alignment. I just remembered, because we've not got the mech on the top, it could get horribly misaligned if I'm not careful. I think what I'll probably do is test it without putting all the lid back on and stuff. That's probably the best thing. So I've got rid of some of the dust there, give it a bit of a blow as well. Let's get a fresh cotton bud. Just wondering how you get to the rollers, and yeah, maybe it would not be a good idea to get to the rollers too much. Is it a tray? Maybe it's a tray. Because I'm just wondering where you feed the disc, unless the rollers are under here. No? What? Mind you, it's just got a slot in the front, so... Well, where does the disc slot then? Unless the roller mechanism's missing. Anyway, let's just clean the laser. Well, that's really delicate. You tend to find that though, by the time you got to like Blu-ray, or DVD was the first step before Blu-ray. They became super sensitive, and they get smaller and smaller and smaller, and have more delicate coils and things to adjust them, you know, more. They're certainly going to be more sensitive to dirt. Anyway, got the most of the dust and dirt and stuff off that. I think we're missing something here, because I can't see how it could feed the disc in at all. What I do see is these little rubber things, you know, it's like, and there's a gap, like almost disc height. almost as if, let's try and get a disc. Now somewhere in this room I have a box of discs actually that I won from one of Novabug's live stream charity auctions, and I'm just wondering if this goes in the middle of those things there. Yeah, it does. I actually don't think there is anything missing. I think it goes like that, and then or maybe it doesn't, and then it feeds it and pulls it all the way through like that, and then goes clip, and the mechanism comes up, and then when it ejects it, it just simply moves these things back the other way. I think that's a really clever mechanism. That I wouldn't have guessed. It looks to me like something's missing, and I was looking at a video on YouTube and it looked very different to this, but in any case I don't think there is anything missing here. I think that spindle's come off, and for whatever reason the spindle's not gone back in. I don't know how it came out, I don't know. There's lots of questions here as to how it's got like this. I might as well just try and clean up a bit more and then just test it. The worst case is it could wedge your disc in the closed position and see does it work, because this is the other thing we don't know, is this the original drive that shipped with this? Someone's been in it, because I think there are a few screws missing on the drive. I think there should be a few more screws than I'm actually finding here. Not that it's going to make any difference in the immediate term, but I'm going to get some molycoat onto those rails. Just on the off chance it does work, hang on. And then we're like, I don't want to go back in it again. Well, I am going to go back in it again, because I'm probably going to do the NEC tokens. Let's just try and move this back. Yeah, I did just get some on the Mac there. Be careful what I'm pressing on here. Got some there. We could get a little bit onto that. Doesn't need a lot. Get a bit more up here. And we'll just get some on here. There's not really much to hold on that drive. So then shift that way, and then just clean off any excess here. Doesn't really feel like anything's pressing on there, if you see what I mean. Right, I think based on the limited things I've done there, I am going to get it back together and try it. I'm sure it won't work after this. I'm sure this is probably what Chris has done, is clean the laser lenses up there, and it's probably still didn't work. Maybe you just took it back to bits and forgot to put the spindle in there, and then eventually discovered that and then thought, oh, I'll do that one day, and then just gave up. I don't know. Don't really know what the sequence of events was with this. It's interesting though that the disc goes in between those little rubber bungs there and gets just slid in that way. I think it would be foolish to not just have a little bit more of a clean here, clean that, because that's really dirty. They always get like that, you know, some of the rubber will come off there when you clean it with IPA. It looks so much better though, yeah, that looks so much better. These cotton buds came from TRU, by the way. I made the mistake in one of the videos where I was like, thanks to Andrew Little Boy, you know, it's TRU, TRU's a legend. Yeah, he sent me these, and they're really cool. It's that pointy tip on these cotton buds, it's the best cotton buds I've used really, for that reason. And the cotton stays on there really well, yeah, they're really good cotton buds. Right, anyway, right, that's that. Let's now try and get this back on. I've got to try and get this door out now. And it's that way, isn't it, I think? It just sits like that. So there's a load of dust there, look. Yeah, that's dusty. Interestingly, that's the bit that was bent over. So that's the bit where you've got to be careful, because if you don't get that just right, it's going to make it, you know, pointing at the right angle. You can see that there, that feels like that's what's going on. There's 2 screw holes here. I think that should be screwed in, you know. This here is sat on top of the screws here, yeah, and those screws are the thing that hold that there, so that the slot is totally square. You know, if that slot's not square, it's like that, and you put your disc in, it's going to get caught, it's going to catch, it's going to create a problem. So like this now, hopefully it might just prise off, I don't know. Yep. Oh, there's 1 screw here, I think. Yeah, what? That's interesting. Like, one of the screws is right, and the other screws are all wrong. What? How did that happen? Yeah, you can see the point here. The 2 at the front, you don't want them there. You want them on the shield. And of course, there could be some damage here. I might just have a bit of an inspection. Well, hang on, that's not connected. Oh, that'll be another problem. Oh, I don't hold high hopes with this. Oh, and that's disconnected. I don't know what's happened to this drive. I wonder if this drive has been swapped, you know, and that's the other problem. It might be a give up video, this. I might leave this up to someone else, another channel or something. Because I'm not going to have the time and energy and patience to start faffing around now with firmwares and trying to unlock it, you know, trying to... What's the word? I'm surprised it even booted up without that connected. Right, that's back in. The one down here's... alright. The board looks okay. Anyway, let's try and get this ribbon here back in. Right, that's back in. It's a good job we went in there, isn't it, really? Because we've discovered a few things. That all looks okay. Right, let's get that back on there, like that. Yeah, I'm calling it now and saying there's something else wrong with this. The drive's been swapped and it's not got the right keys and things for the drive, you know, it's not paired with the system. But I could be wrong, maybe they don't get paired with the system, I could be imagining things. And I think that this now is going to go over there, like that. And then over there, yeah, there we go. Our screws now line up with these, which means the flap on the front for the slot, you know, the slot is going to be correctly aligned. Right, that's looking so much better because that's nice and square now. It's flat. It was like sticking out before. Now it's got those 2 screws holding it down. It just feels much better. But I'm calling it now and saying that's not going to work. There's going to be some other problem. I think someone's been in it, swapped the board, messed around with the drive, maybe even put an entire different drive in. I mean, they could have taken the drive out, put their board into this drive, and just maybe didn't do it right. So maybe it will work, but I don't know. I haven't got a high level of confidence. Yeah, that is in. They're quite forgiving, these, in that you don't need to like push it for it to, you know, clip in. It just goes into a gap, and then you can just, you know, take that back down. And then that's going to go like that. Try not to stress it out. Put it there. The final part here is this. I think that's it. It's a bit of a spongy connector, though. Maybe it's because it's been in and out, in and out. I don't know. Anyway, let's just seat it like that. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Hang on. Where's the power switch? What? I'm confused. Does it make an electrical connection here, maybe? I think it does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So you've got to have this bleeding thing on the top. Yeah, you've got to sort of hinge it on the front here, I think. Like that. That's it. Right, the TV's on. Let's switch it on. Well, the good news is it's not. I was going to say the good news is it's not doing Ring of Death. It is. Oh, it's not got the hard drive in it now, has it? Oh, God, damn it. Let's try that again. If it does it again, it's going to be token caps. Interesting thing is my TV saying out of range. It's not out of range. It wasn't out of range before. It's like my TV's. Oh, there you go. TV's just decided it didn't want to do 1080p. Anyway, it's come back on. I guess I need a disc, don't I? I'm going to go with non-PS3 disc. We're going to use Simon the Sorcerer, which is a bit scratched up here. I just want to see if it'll actually take it off me. No, it won't. So, the drive has a fault, doesn't it? Maybe it's the... I think you get a fuse, don't you? Maybe there's a fuse on that board. Because it's just not taking the disc. It's like it's not seeing it at all. Right, let's just have a quick look around this board, see if we see anything obvious. I mean, the legs there look a bit yellowy, don't they? Like, has that got hot at some point? I saw some components here, is that a fuse? Well, if it is, it's open. There were two of those. I saw another one a minute ago somewhere. I think it was that one. No, I don't think those are a fuse. It's marked 2.4, 24, that's marked 24. Could be a diode. Yeah, it's a diode. I'm just measuring these just to see if there's anything short anywhere really, but I don't know. If there are some fuses on here, there must be tiny things. Even magnification, I can't really see. What are those there? Those could be fuses, but they might be resistors. Yeah, I think maybe they are fuses. No, resistors. That says R5 something on it, doesn't it? Well, that one's opened. Oh no, it's not. Maybe they are fuses because that one's measuring as a short. See, the possibility is if this board is not paired to this PS3, maybe it is. That's the issue. They won't even initialize it, kind of thing. It won't do anything. What the hell's that? Crystal, maybe. Expansion. Flash ROM. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of stumped with this at the moment. Right, so I took the drive PCB out completely and saw that F102, and you can see there's a little yellow line here. It's that's the fuse. Or a fuse, it's alright. So it ain't that. There could be a fuse on the motherboard that's gone. Like I say, we don't know if this is the original drive that was in this. This is the complication as well. I could ask Novabug, I guess. Anyway, I'll have a look around, see if we see any more fuses or anything that looks damaged or whatever. But yeah, I don't hold high hopes that I can get this working. Yeah, another fuse down here, but again... Hang on. What? Yeah, that fuse is alright. That's just getting a bad connection, I think, with the probe. I will just inspect that because I don't know, it's a bit suspicious how it wouldn't measure right. I'm going to reflow it anyway. I'm sure the fuses are right. I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. Yeah, just based on the fact that it was hard to bloody read. We'll reflow it, but I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. This is one of the reasons why you don't see me doing many modern console repairs on my channel. I just feel like they're infinitely more painful to work on. There's like so many screws to remove to get to anything. And yeah, everything being, well, on modern ones, like locked to each other, you know, your drive and other parts of your system and stuff. It's just like hard disk pumps. Yeah, anyway, I'll keep looking around. Maybe there's more fuses on this board, but the two fuses that I found on that side, well, they both seem alright, apart from that one was harder to read. But that's just my meter, I think. Oh, it's reading really easy now. It could have just had an oxidised surface on it. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I can't see anything else that looks suspicious. Was it that way up? Yeah, it was that way up. Anyway, let's get this back in. I'm just going to have a look at the mechanism just to make sure that, like, the switches and things on the other side aren't contributing towards the strange behaviour here. So yeah, that's going to go there. That one's going to go in there. See, the fact this board has been out, you know, it wasn't connected up fully, makes me think this is not the original board. So it's like almost like a lost cause before you even started. You know, it could have had a fault, this board, before it was purchased. But it's like, it's not going to be keyed to the console, is it? And I think the only way you can, I felt a bit spongy, I think the only way you can fix that, there we go, that's in, is to, you know, unlock it, jailbreak it, I think. And I'm not going to have time, energy and patience and stuff to do that. And these, you know, inspecting these just to make sure they've not been damaged, I've checked that one. Yeah, they look fine. Because sometimes the metal contacts fold up on them, and you can think it's alright and it's not. That's it. That's that one back in. But I've seen loads of things about this here, like causing a problem with that thing. But anyway, that's not the issue, is it? Oh, hang on, that wasn't in. Like, should that? No, it's not touching the gear, that's right. So you've got a couple of switches here, look, as well. Those would be really easy to damage. I think we'll just get a bit of contact cleaner into those, on the off chance that one of those is something to do with the issue. I think unlikely. And there's one here for that. God, so many small switches. Just watching the switch here, like, is that moving? I wonder if someone's broke off the plastic. No, it's not, it's pushing that in, I see it pushing that switch in. So yeah, that's it's definitely activating that switch there. Let's get some contact cleaner on that as well. Just like all around it. And then just do a bit of that. I don't see any other switches than these three here. And these are going to correspond with the mech here. So I need to inspect that to make sure there's no plastic damage or anything anywhere. There's these little holes there. I wonder if these are what are used for those switches. Like if you didn't get this correctly aligned, then you'd have a problem. Yeah, that's pressing a switch there. And that other one must be like this far travel. Yeah, it is. It's the full thing. Yeah, there. And then I guess when these go all the way like that, the mechanism moves, and then this thing here should come up and stop this going in. But I'm not really sure how to stimulate that. Or does that need to be open? I don't know. It's a confusing thing, isn't it? That must move all the way up there. All I can say is good luck. Good luck putting one of these back together once you've been in it. And that just sits there, does it? It seems really mysterious to me. I mean, the obvious thing might be just to try this with the lid off. There's the battery, by the way, holding the settings and stuff. Yeah, just checking all connectivity and stuff. It's, you know, everything feels good here. I remember Vince looking at one of these a long time ago, and he was puzzled by these things, how they work off touch, you know, because these things just make a connection to that sensor that goes on the top side here, and it's capacitive touch. It's just like it detects the presence, if you like, of your finger in terms of your, you know, electrostatic charge. I think that's how it works. It might be one of those things if you had a really high, what's the word? A low level of connectivity to the earth, it wouldn't work. If you tried using like a plastic handle screwdriver and just touch it, it won't work. It needs the proximity to your finger. Anyway, so I don't know, I'm going to connect it back up again. I'm sure it's not going to work. Let's try and ram in another disc. Strictly speaking, you should be able to do it like that. Oh my god, it powered on. Oh, it's taking the disc in. Oh my god, it's a miracle. Oh, it's powered off because of the thing, token caps. I'm sure that's it. But that actually took it in. I'm shocked. What? It's not going to read that disc because that disc is not a PlayStation disc. Oh god, now it's shutting down all the time. Have we got the hard disk in again? No, the hard disk is not in. Or is the hard disk in? No, the hard disk is in. I don't know what's going on right now. Struggling to eject the disc now, isn't it? Because you can hear right, let's just take that out. I was surprised though, it started to feed the disc in. It's just annoying it won't feed the disc out now. Oh, right, that's ejected. It stayed on this time. Right, I'm going to go get a PS3 disc. I think I might have fixed it, you know. I think we just need token caps. Right, let's try one of my PS3 games here. Aliens vs Predator. Not a great game. I was really disappointed when this game came out, actually, if I'm honest. See, it seemed to feed it in, but it's not looking at it, is it? It's not spinning. Now my controller's not plugged in. Oh god. Going around in circles with this flipping thing. Because it should be spinning. And it ain't. Which makes me think it's not got the original drive in it. You know, it's not the original disc. Maybe that fuse was a problem, you know, because we had no power before. Now we do. I think the mechanism's misaligned somewhere still. And I think it's that left-hand side. I really do. I suspect this side here is not moving. That's what I think's going on. I guess we could prove that by removing... Oh, hang on. It's clips on again. Oh joy. You know, it's like got two clips on, a clip on each side. If I'm honest, I feel like this side here is the problem. You know when you're unscrewing nothing? Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was screwed into the surface of the plastic, thinking I was in the screw. There we go, so... Let's try that again. Oh, yeah, you can see that just all went crazy there. In any case, this side's up, that side's not. And I'm sure it's something to do with it. Probably shouldn't ram that like that. Try it exposed to see what moves. I would say that's doing exactly the same as it did before. Yeah? So, in other words, it's moving it to approximately the right position. Let's try and eject it. It's loading and ejecting. This side's not moving. That's the issue. Certainly when it's loaded. Now this is up, which means you can't put the disc in. So that's in the loaded position, isn't it? Let's just see if we can unload it. Switch it back on. Yeah, it's looking for the disc now. Let's try eject. Yeah, stop looking for the disc and try and eject. Oh my god, it looks for that disc over and over and over, doesn't it? Right, we've done a full sequence there. That, I think, worked. I was able to somehow try and eject it there. I'm not sure that's... Hang on, I need to get the top bit back on. Yeah, I'm not sure that's right, but anyway. It's looking for a disc again. So it's like it thinks there's a disc in. Somehow it thinks there's a disc in now. Like, what's the thing that detects it's got a disc in? I wonder if we've got like a Borked sensor somewhere. Oh, I've not put this in there. Oh, God's sake. Try it again. It's not right, because you know what? This stuff here is not moving. Is it? So this is something here is not aligned. Yeah, I can see that the disc actually move these things. Yeah, they do move those things, but like, why does this one here get jammed like that? It's like, in theory, this should be... Or is it that one? Yeah, that one needs to go like that. You know, that can go like that there. And again, nothing looks like it's broken off anywhere here. Or it's how these things here are aligning with these channels. That seems right now. Although that was clunky. Well, that's the best it's done, and I could hear the laser. But it's clearly not reading the disc. I mean, the disc goes in really, really easy now. It really does, after all of the things I've done to that drive. It ejects very easily, and if you put it in watch, no pressure at all. I wonder if there's an optical sensor in there that detects when you're pushing it into position. But you can do it, as it just can't see the disc. All that can be, in my mind, is either the motor, but then it would come with a disc error, wouldn't it? I think you'd get a disc error. The fact it doesn't see the disc is the key here. So I think we can rule out the motor, because if it could see the disc, it would attempt to spin the motor and then come up with an error, a disc error. Can't read the disc, can't read the disc. But what happens is it doesn't see a disc. So yeah, we can be confident the motor's alright. So that leaves two things. It leaves the laser mech itself, or the logic board is not paired with this. But I think, wouldn't you get an error? You'd get an error of some sort, I think, if it wasn't paired. Would we be able to do this shenanigans here, ejecting and reinserting, if it wasn't paired? Don't know. Anyway, it's turned a corner. I don't know how. I don't know how we got to this point, but I think I'm going to go back to looking at laser again to see if I can see it. Is it emitting? So you're looking almost straight down. If I now, let's just try and work out, is there something here? No, there isn't. It's just these. Oh, right, and you've got to push it all the way. Well, there's more to it, and there's these bleeding things here. Oh God, this is the thing. You can't even stimulate it in process. It's like you've got to push all these up, and then you've got to somehow push these things. Yeah, I can see the laser there then. I can see the laser there then. Well, what I'm going to try and do is take the laser assembly off and soak it in some IPA. I'm just thinking, can I do anything with these rails here? I can. There's a screw there, screw there. I think I can get the laser assembly out. Which means this bar should be free here, I think. I know it's going to go that way. Or is it? No, it's not. You can pull it out. Oh, you can't. There's a metal thing here, and there's a metal thing here. What? This one looks like this lifts out. This one doesn't. What's this plastic clip? Can we undo that? Oh, my finger's stuck. Yeah, this plastic clip's something to do with it here. Oh, you can pull it up there. Up and off. Right. Which then means you can release it at an angle slightly. Can you? pull the bar out, put it like that. There we go, that's one side of that off. Just try and shift it up here. Disconnect its flat flags. Obviously, you need to get it off on both sides. So I have to do the same thing on this side. All very precarious. There we go. Well, that wasn't too bad. I think it could be a bit traumatic getting it back in. Yeah, you've got like a pickup here, I think. That's the pickup on the side. And another one there. There's going to be one for each of the two different types of lasers there. Right, anyway, I'll try and work out what model this is. See if I can get a replacement. I don't see a part number on it anywhere. They've got a code there with a little... what's his name? And obviously the drive's probably got a model number or something stuck on it somewhere, so you could order a laser that way. Right, here we are. I'm using a glass Pyrex container here. Just because it's not going to react, is it? Glass is the best thing to use with any kind of chemical thing, really, unless it's the kind of chemical that dissolves glass. And get a big chunk like that. I mean, it's not a chunk, a big amount to cover over it. And yeah, as I say, I'm just going to leave that soaking for 20 or 30 minutes. You may feel like sticking it in ultrasonic cleaner might help. Be very careful with that, because the coils that are on it are so fine, you know, thinner than hair. The ultrasonic could actually damage it. So yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that for half an hour. You know, support it up and just leave it in front of that fan heater. Yeah, the laser's back in. It's secured down. It looks the right level. So let's just try it, really. Right, switch it on. It's probably going to switch itself back off because of the caps. But maybe not, I don't know, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Back on. Right, now it's staying on. Yep, just not seeing the disc at all. Yeah, it's bobbing up and down, but I wasn't seeing the laser. Now, I saw the laser earlier, which is puzzling me. Like, how did I see the violet from here, and now I'm not seeing it? Obviously, you've got to switch it on while it's like that. And I see the bottom one. That bottom one went violet. So the bottom one would appear to be the Blu-ray, which is not what I thought. It's smaller, that one, isn't it? But its lens doesn't look very clean at all. It looks kind of opaque. Yeah, you might be able to see what I mean there. There's like a cloudy thing here, and it looked like that before I cleaned it. You know, it always looks a wee bit not transparent there, you know, like opaque or something. Anyway, let's get some plastics and let's just try and polish it, just to see, is it anything on the surface or is it internal? It's probably something internal, to be fair. It looks a wee bit cleaner, but there's still like a patch on the left side there, isn't there? Like a mysterious patch. It's not a reflection, you can see that, it follows the movement. That would explain it. Yeah, I would say that this has sustained some physical damage here. Maybe a disc got stuck in it and it rubbed on the lens. I think that is damage. If you look at it, you know, it just looks damaged. I mean, what can you do with that? Yeah, it's on the surface. I mean, these tweezers are really fine. Look at the size of them on the camera compared to it. They're huge. I'm just trying to see, has it got a resistance to it? It has, look, that's chipping off. Oh my god. What is it? Is it some glue? It's like glue or something gooey. Because just touching it with this gently, not trying to scratch it, just trying to get a tiny bit of resistance on the surface. And you can see it coming off. Well, I never would have believed it. I never would have believed it. I wonder if it had a drink spilled on it. I mean, would that cause this to not work? I don't know. We cover some weird shenanigans on my channel, don't we? Try and find a repair like this on someone else's channel, it won't happen. You know why? Because nobody else is quite as insane as me. And deterministic. This is the thing, I'm like, I can't be defeated. I don't get it. It should work. It still feels really dirty. Let me get a fresh cotton bud with some more plastics. That looks substantially better, I think you'll agree. Is there still a mark at the bottom? No, there isn't, it's just the shape of the lens, I think. Right, let's get it back together again. Probably find it doesn't work still. And if by some minor miracle it does start to work again, who are we going to blame? Novabug's kids. They spilt a drink on it maybe. I don't know. Or put a disc in that's got like just a little drip of hang on, liquid. And that drip has ended up landing on the lens. Oh, hang on, I've got to be careful. Just nearly wrench those coils. It's got to go over the coils there. Right, so I ordered a new laser because the laser's still not working. I spotted another problem. This side here, the little clip there, is not over the top of this, which means these kind of get jammed like there when it's trying to eject. I'm sure that's what it is. I think that there needs to somehow come through. Maybe if I lift it right up here, up like that, there we go. It's gone back down. But then you've got to arrange these teeth, and the way to do this is just to gently lift it and try and get it to go over one at a time maybe without trying to break anything off. God, this is really fiddly to do. Wants to go right up to there, I think. Not quite there, it's a bit jammed. Looks good. Yeah, anyway, hopefully the new laser will fix this. The little peg here, I think it's that one. Yeah, that has to go into this gap here. So you may need to sort of just pull it slightly like that. And this mechanism over here, you need to sort of like just pull it a little bit like that, I think, in order to get that in the right place. So it's a little bit fiddly because you can't see where you're putting things. I haven't quite mastered this just yet. So what I've just suggested might be wrong. But what I've been doing is just like putting that there. There you go, that feels like that's in there. And then lift the other side up here and just slide that over marginally. I'm not sure if that's right or not. Let's give it a try. It may be powering down again. Hang on, switched off. Because I do think the token caps need replacing, but I'm not going to worry about that until I got the drive working. Right. See if it'll take a disc. Bear in mind it's not got the... You see, that went, it bulged up there, didn't it? Which makes me think it's still not quite right. See it that way? Yeah. Seem to eject it alright. It's taking it in alright. So you know what? Other than the bulginess that's going on at the back here, which I'm I'm not sure about. Oh, no, that's not right. So this is the thing. It isn't quite right yet, is it? The other thing I did here, and you can see it's still not quite right, is bent this back to what I feel like is, you know, almost straight down, like that, so that it marries up in a perfectly straight line, because, and you can see it there, it's bent out slightly. I think that that's been causing me a problem because of the way it was perhaps originally disassembled. You know, if this is not completely flat, you're going to get a slight misalignment with the tray, if you can call it a tray. So I ordered a new laser from eBay. It came within about a week, which wasn't bad, and the part number seems to be a Chem-410A. Learning what I learned last time, the best thing to do is disconnect this side, not that side. You only need to do the one side, I think, to get the laser off. That's basically what I learned when we took it apart before. Oh, I don't want it to go down there. So I think this plastic part here is probably going to need transplanting. Looking at that, because it's not got it, look. But they look identical. And I went off looks. I just looked at it and went, looks identical in every single way. So that's got to be the right one. And it's a 410, I think, so I couldn't find any marking on this drive to indicate it's a 410. Obviously there's a code before that, like KSM something or K something. But anyway, if I just put these side by side, I'm just going to compare them to see if I can see any clues, really, about any SD solder block, but I'll be honest, I don't see anything anywhere. I did have a look around it before and I couldn't see anything that you would unbridge before putting it into a unit. Let's not take any chances. Let's just put an X on there in case I just mix these up once I get this off. Hang on, it's that, isn't it? There's a little screw there. Let's unscrew that. Yep, so that goes up. If I can flip this over, it goes on there like that, doesn't it? Yeah, it's interesting, just one screw holding it on. I'm quite amazed at that. You'd think there'd be two, really. Anyway, and then the bar obviously goes through there. Like that. And that should be it, I think. I don't think there's anything else to do there. I mean, it looks genuine and everything. They may have, this come from China, they may have taken it out of a PS3. I don't know. We've got to hope it works, is the point here. And we've got to hope this is the issue with this drive. If the board's paired to another PS3 or something, well, it's not going to work, is it?
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the...
Right, I've got my disc ready, and the TV is on. Let's try and power it on. Oh, there's a switch on the back, isn't there? I forgot that. There we go. Stand by. Hang on, pressing the wrong thing here. See what happens. Yeah, red light of death. Thanks, tokens. I mean, I'm thinking it's the tokens. It might not be. It could be actually a bad processor or graphics chip or something that's the reason that's shutting down, but I think it's the caps, because, you know, you just run it for a minute or so like this, keep power on, power off, and then it starts, it stays on. Obviously we've not loaded it with a game or something, you know, to put some thermal cycles on it and stuff to see what it's like under load, but so annoying. This is actually the worst it's been. Oh, give me a break. One thing you can do with these is you can hold, is it that button down, the jet button, and it goes into a fan test mode. And when I did this before, That made a big difference, and it's because you put some load on the system, just on the power rails and stuff. Nope. Oh, this is so annoying. It's like, I don't need this now. I'm swapping the laser. Stop cheesing me off. Let me get to the test the laser bit. This time it stayed on. Thank God for that. Right, let's see what happens. This might grind the disc, it might... Don't know what's going to happen here. Spinning! Spinning! Hey! That's it! Hopefully it'll work. So see if this will sync with it. I think this might be paired with my my one in there actually, so my machine in the other room's probably just switched on. They're all synced. Aliens vs Predator. Oh yes. Let's give it a go. Bear in mind this disc has a few little scratches on it. I don't know why, I was thinking you had to install these. Do you? Is there an option? I don't know. Like on the Xbox 360, you had to install them on the hard disk, so maybe you can play it from the disc here on the PS3. That's also the other alarming thing. My PS3 Slim sounds like this, where it does a fair bit of noisy seek, and it makes you think there's an issue, and there could be. There might be an issue in both instances here. It might be my PS3 Slim, or Super Slim, has got a drive that needs some servicing, and this has still got an issue. I don't know. See, that took ages to load that, didn't it? I have to admit, the video on the PlayStation 3 is just phenomenal. It really is. I mean, I find myself saying that about the Xbox 360 when I go back to it now. But I think the PS3 has just got a bit of an edge. Single player. Marine missions. New game.
Sir, we're ready to begin.
How old do you think it is? 10,000? 100,000?
Mr. Wayland?
Skip this if I can. Let's try and get straight into the game. Thanks ever so much to Chris Novabug for sending this to me way back in 2019, I think it was. It was like end of 2019, I'm sure it was. I'm sorry it's took until now, you know, like 6 years later, 7 years later, to get to look at it.
Coming in low and smooth. Still nothing from the surface? Understood, Marlowe. What the hell? Unknown vessel detected. Shit, it just appeared out of nowhere.
I don't remember this. That's the Predator, isn't it, I think?
Marlowe! Come in, Marlowe! The Marlowe's gone. Last wave inbound. Strap in and hold tight. That means you too.
See, there's a couple of breakups there. Yeah, a couple of little breakups in sound.
Rookie, you still with us?
Oh, I remember this.
Come
It's
on,
awful.
Private. Let's get you on your feet.
I remember this. You have to wander around this base for God knows how long, don't you? Like, collecting things and switching things on and all that sort of stuff.
So make sure you nail your targets at a distance. Molecular acid can be a real son of a bitch. All right, Marines, time to secure the area. Let's take a look inside.
Got something. Movement right on top of us.
Contact!
Such lazy CGI, isn't it, really? Let's just have some flashes and things, you know, because we don't want to render stuff and overload the graphics scene. I mean, compare this to Alien Isolation. There's no comparison.
Rookie, you reading me? This is Tequila. Thought we lost you, kid. Take your time. Look around slowly.
Look around slowly, get used to the controller. Yeah, alright, I've looked around.
You took quite a knock to the head during the drop. Take a stim. You'll feel better.
Take a stim. Oh, I remember this as well. Get this 3 blocks of health, don't you? Oh, you hold triangle. There we go.
Your squad bugged out in a hurry. Had to leave you behind.
There we go, it's booting Black Ops.
Ascension 7 15 1 2 19.
Reminds me of Lost, that, you know, like the
25
mysterious numbers.
13 6 7.
There are radio stations that do that, aren't they? Broadcast rate strange numbers and no one knows what they are. People suspect it's to be spying. It's ages since I played Black Ops. There's been quite a few new ones, haven't there? I think they're only up to Black Ops 3 or 4. Or, I don't know, Lost King.
The police are gonna be here soon. Let's make this quick.
Boys, it's been a while.
Long enough, Carlos. You know Bowman, right?
Carlos.
It's Mason. What's up, Carlos? So you got what we need?
He will be in here. The plantation. My old plantation. Our attack on the airfield should distract them enough to get you inside.
What about the evac?
You will have transport waiting for you. Just be there.
Excellent. You got company.
Saquen los papeles. Ahora. Sal de aquí, puta capitalista. Oye, ¿de dónde tú eres? I said, where are you from?
Just be cool, Woods.
Talking to you.
Dispose of the bodies.
Occupants leaving their vehicles armed with shotguns.
Bowman, Carlos, lay down covering fire. We fight our way through the streets. Mason, on me. Let's go.
Can't find the alarm. It's that one, isn't it? Yeah, threw a grenade, didn't mean to. The sound does cut out every now and again, and I'm not sure why. And it seems pretty consistent across lots of games. I'm not sure what I'm shooting in. yeah, the video was running on in length a little bit. I hope you found that interesting. So yeah, it's cleaned up at the end of the next part. There's a lot of dirt in there. You wouldn't believe how dirty it was. And obviously in the next part, we deal with the beep beep beep, red light of death, yellow light of death, call it what you will. And when they say yellow light of death, it's because I think this yellow light here maybe flashes. But the first thing I would say, certainly on this model, is it's the red light of death. The red light is here. The yellow light, you cannot even see that. So I don't know how it's got the term yellow light of death. The other thing you may have seen in annotations, that on the motherboard itself, you've got a serial receive and transmit connection. So you can join up to a serial connection to USB. But anyway, you can monitor the serial connections from it when you power one of these up, and you can use there's various utilities that people have written, just a bit of serial software that interfaces with the syscon on there, and you can get a log of all the errors and there's error codes, and there's loads of information online about the different codes there, what they represent. But I'm guessing this one would have been a 1001 or 1002, I think it was, which means a CPU or GPU problem. Power typically is the cause of that. In this case here, you know, the beep beep beep, yeah. Anyway, we'll deal with that in the next video. But the Blu-ray drive, it was just a laser. I've got the old one here in the ESD bag. I couldn't see anything wrong with it. You saw that gunk that was actually on the laser lens, and once we just removed that, you might have hoped, I certainly hoped, it would spring back to life, but no, it didn't make a difference. And it wasn't over the centre of the laser, so I think that glue or whatever it was had been on there for maybe since day one. I don't think that was actually interfering with the laser. And the other point, while we're talking about the laser here, when we tested it with the camcorder there, looking, you know, on the phone, looking, you could see the blue laser there, and then it started bobbing up and down. We should see the other one, because I later went and looked at some videos on YouTube, people testing them, and I think you could see it alternate. It goes blue and then red. You saw the red, and I think the red might be the thing that's used to detect the disc, because I know the PS2 worked that way. That had two lasers, didn't it, I think? And if the red CD laser wasn't working, it couldn't detect the disc, so it would not spin up. And I suspect that's what the issue with this is. Quite why that laser's died, I don't know. It's just end of life, isn't it? I would imagine, when you see how dirty it is in the next part, I imagine it's just had an awful lot of use. And of course, the other thing that can be a problem with these is the pickups can fail. You know, there's one on each side, as I mentioned. We've covered that stuff in the Dreamcast series. It's worth watching the Dreamcast series if you've got a problem with an optical drive on any system, really. And there's another part or two of that to go up yet, covering things that we've not looked at before. And of course, the final thing with something like that is the coils. You know, the coils that make it go up and down, focus coils, and the tracking coils that move the lenses side to side. They can break. Yeah, that's yeah, we've just got to guess what was wrong with it, really. I think just not emitting on the CD one. We should have seen the red laser, we didn't see it. Anyway, massive thanks to Chris. Do check out his channel if you like things like the Amstrad CPC. It's well worth looking at the Amstrad CPC stuff. Certainly the usually on a Saturday or Sunday night, he does like a tape testing session where, you know, it's just like I say, it's a bunch of like-minded people in the chat there, all talking about things and having a bit of a joke and stuff, and watching Chris test various tapes. So it's quite cool, and he generally always gets to the expos and things like that, computer shows, so, you know, you might meet him at one of those at some point. I've met him once or twice. He's a really nice guy, and I just can't thank him enough for sending this. And to that extent, I'm going to offer this back to him at just the cost of parts. Obviously, there's the laser here, you saw it's about £12 or £13, I think it was, shipped. But there's some of the bits in the next part as well, so yeah, if you want it back for the cost of the bits, he's more than welcome to it. These things, they're not selling for very much. It's like, I looked on eBay, you can buy like one for 30 to 50 quid, apparently working. So yeah, it's a shame that they seem to have just gone down in value. This one is really solid though. You know, I don't want to spoil it now by telling you what I've done to it, but it's absolutely rock solid. I played this yesterday on that Aliens versus Predator here, and I've got like a quarter way through it. I played it for about 2 or 3 hours, got really far in. There's been no issues with it at all. The beep 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 we've resolved in the next video. The battery is resolved in the next video, and the sound glitching issue that you heard when we tested this game a minute ago is resolved in the next video, as well as a thorough clean up and stuff as well. Anyway, if you'd like to support the channel, please see the Ko-fi and Patreon links down below. They do keep the channel going. I can't thank all of the people that support me enough. You're all absolutely amazing. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video.